Just a trigger warning. If you go if you have panic disorder like I do. Anyways, I'm trying to stay my best not to cry or to get really panicky. Anyways, my oldest brother just got home just a couple minutes from a friend's house or something. I'm not too sure. Anyways, he got to the driveway, called the house, told my mom he needed to go to the hospital for whatever reason. I'm not too sure. I don't know if he had a panic attack or something else. I just heard my mom say he couldn't breathe. He had a headache. He had no idea where he was. Almost sounded like he was having a panic attack. He never had one before. It doesn't run in the family. I mean, I was the first one that had it about a year ago, which mine came out of nowhere. Difference between him and I is that I don't really drink. I'm not really a drinker. I don't smoke. I'm not saying he's an alcoholic, but I think he does drink once in a while. I drink maybe once or twice every few months, or maybe yearly, but maybe like a little cup, not that much. I'm not into drinking. I've never been into drinking. I don't even smoke or anything like that, so that's the only difference. Well, he didn't go. He wanted my dad to drive him to the hospital, but then I guess he said he started to feel even worse. So my dad came back in the house and told my girlfriend to call 911. Then my girlfriend said, "What's wrong?" That's when I started feeling panicky because they were talking pretty loud and they know that I can't handle bad news, anything like that. I mean, I understand they talk like that because they're panicky too, but they don't know how bad it gets for me. I had my bedroom door open and then my mom just came in closer and said, try not to talk too loud because he's gonna get panicky, but the way she said it, don't talk so loud, she was saying it really loud. It made me panicky because I thought something worse even happened, even though he had to call 911. That's pretty bad itself. But I was falling asleep. I usually don't fall asleep this early. When I say this early, is about not even 10 o'clock. It's not even 10 p.m. yet. I think that mine is solely 10:39, but this happened around, I don't know, close to 10 p.m. But I was so calm, I was relaxed. I almost fell asleep. I was getting ready to fall asleep, but sometimes when I get ready to fall asleep, I don't actually fall asleep till like an hour or two later. It's just hard. I mean, I could never handle like going to the doctors, especially going to the ER. Even before I had anxiety, I never liked going into the hospital. Even when I visit someone that is coming up from recovery, it always makes me feel panicky. I always feel dizzy at the hospital too. I don't know why. That's even before I had anxiety. I think it has to do with worrying about people I don't know about. So sometimes I do wonder if I always had anxiety. I just never had any symptoms. So one day, it just my mind and body just couldn't handle it. Throughout the day, I was already feeling pretty panicky on and off. I'm not too sure why, but none of us know why. It just happens. I mean, if he had a panic attack, I'm just hoping that was the only one he has. Because it would suck just to have my parents having to take care of me and him being, if he starts getting more panic attack, because my parents are like always having to take care of me, even though I go out, take walks and stuff, but sometimes I'm like, can't make it to the kitchen without feeling faint. So if it happens to my brother, I don't know. Like I said, there's someone in the family, but all that added up, like, thoughts and stuff is just making me feel panicky. And I think that makes me panicky when my family watch TV and they watch the news and someone went around start shooting up the place. It could be like a terrorist attack. It could be like just one person getting killed, and they'll talk about it for hours or even days, and they know I can't handle it. So they try to talk about it quietly, but for some reason I can still hear people talk when they're like whispering. It's like I'm paying too much attention to what everyone's saying. I can just like sit there and just focus, even though they're whispering. They're in my bedroom, doors closed, I can still hear them talking. So I tell my parents, if you're gonna watch the news, someone got killed, raped, whatever, don't get me wrong, I feel sorry for that person, the family, but you don't need to tell each other when you're watching it, because if I hear that, I'm just gonna start like worrying about my own family. What if it happens to my family? Or if I hear like somebody, son, daughter, niece, nephew, someone get kidnapped, and then I'll start worrying about my own daughter just out of nowhere. I'll just start worrying about my own kid. Even talking about this makes me feel panicky, but it's better for me to say my feelings out than keeping it to myself, because a lot of times when I have all these feelings stuck in my head, I just keep it to myself, and it gets too much, and I don't really say anything, and then I guess it just makes it worse when it's bundled up in my head, and sometimes I just want to yell it out, my feelings, but I don't. Maybe that's why I have anxiety, because I always keep my feelings to myself and feel like I don't want to tell anyone, or no one wants to listen. Even though I know they will listen, but in my mind I say, what if they don't want to? Honestly, I wish there was like a time machine where we can all go back and to a time where we didn't have anxiety and to the time we had it, just to find out what went wrong. Because you can be happy 1 minute and just feeling like crap the next minute. Don't get me wrong, I don't really feel as depressed as I was before, because now my eyes are like more awake. Like before, I was always looking like my eyes were halfway open. Now I feel somewhat more alive now, but I'm looking at my computer monitor because I'm uploading a different video to YouTube, but the bottom of it, like this part right here, it looks like it's zooming in and out because I'm just paying too much attention to it. I'm looking at my bed and it just feels like my bed is kind of like tilting down, like just paying too much attention to my sensations right now. And I'm trying my best not to. Trying to end that cycle of me doing that, but I've been doing better at not paying too much attention to it. I keep biting my lips for whatever reason, and I'm not even trying to. What's surprising to me right now is that I'm able to sit down on my chair and not on my bed. Because a couple months ago, if something like this happened, I would not be sitting down. I would have been on my bed in a bar, just holding up to my legs and like my head under my pillow, under my blanket, and have my headphone on, my beanie on, even when it was hot, just to cover my face, listen to music, and just try to sleep. But here I am, just sitting down and talking about what just happened, and I'm kind of lost for words too. I mean, earlier when I was riding my bike, for whatever reason, I almost forgot where I live. Just for that couple of seconds, I was like, is this where I live? Like, not my house, but was this the block that I was supposed to turn on? Just for that quick 5 seconds. I felt lost. I was so confused, and then I almost panicked and called my house and said, "Where do we live?" That's when I just start remembering my surroundings. It feels so strange, just not knowing if you turn in the right block. I mean, I know I had some times where I'll forget what I was trying to say, what I was doing. It's like short-term memory, but at the same time I can remember what happened, I don't know, like 5-10 years ago, but I couldn't remember what happened half an hour ago. Also, I've been having these strange dreams about my previous job, my childhood, like my friends from middle school, high school, even my elementary. The city where I used to live in is, I mean, I didn't have a bad childhood. I just don't know why I'm dreaming about them. My previous job, well, actually, my previous job, but especially the one that I worked at for 8 years that I quit almost a year ago. A lot of my dreams, I say 90% of my dreams are good, while the worst, like 99% of, 9% of it doesn't make sense, and the 1% is all bad dreams. Well, nightmares. Yes, I'm getting kind of sleepy, but trying to relax my mind. Maybe I'll just wear my headphones and listen to something calming, just something that will relax my mind so I can sleep. Because I know if I go to sleep, I'll start to worry about my brother. I'll start dreaming about something that's gonna keep me up. I'm starting to feel a little bit more relaxed just talking about it, even though at the same time I feel like crap because I couldn't go and see what happened to my brother. I already lost my second oldest brother a couple years ago. Sometimes when my parents talk about him, I tell them not to because it just makes me feel like crap because I'll start worrying about his kids. I seem to worry about other people more than I worry about myself. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing at the same time. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go put on my headphones and listen to something relaxing and hopefully sleep through the night without waking up.